Our Lord and Savior, Brian Robinson.
Pour one out.
Man, that really sucks.
He's back at the facility yesterday or today?
Dude, supposedly the one that went, I don't know actually where it hit in the knee, but supposedly it missed all structural damage. It was through and through. So, like, as far as getting shot goes, I think it's the best case scenario.
Holy shit.
All just soft tissue shit.
Which is nuts. I mean, because there's some, Antonio Gibson owner maybe on this pod that you had a hand in orchestrating all of this too, which is
God, yeah. I think you know somebody. You think you know somebody and what they do to win, what they'll do to win. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought it was a good third round selection, and
Bluetooth
now he doesn't have any knees.
Brian Robinson, I'm fully on his team now on supporting this dude through his whole career. Like, if he can actually come back and play football, when people were saying he was back at the facility, I was like, doing what? Like picking up some shit? Like,
right.
The fact that people are talking about him playing this season, that would be throw out anybody who could be the comeback player of the year. I mean, I didn't see anybody else get shot in the legs as a running back.
Does this top Alex Smith?
But he wouldn't be a comeback because this is a rookie year, but still.
I don't think so, just given the severity of the injury.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex Smith almost died. It was like pretty clear from this, like when this released, it was like not life-threatening.
Right. Yeah, I think the situation here is a little worse than what actually happened. I mean,
absolutely.
Is it worse than Plaxico Burress?
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like there's other players that have gotten shot and come back and played. Like, I mean, I do think it's kind of shitty that, I mean, it definitely hope that I'm glad he's going to be able to come back this year, but I think that this is, I think there's some pretty crazy comebacks out. Like, I would still put Michael Vick going to fucking jail and then coming out of jail and coming straight back into the NFL and putting an MVP season on the board. Probably.
Stedman Bailey never came back, right?
No.
He got shot
he got shot in the face.
Did he?
Yeah.
I forgot where he got shot.
He got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's,
damn.
I mean, yeah, in all seriousness, I mean, I'm just happy this guy's all right. I mean, he's an Alabama guy.
He was. That's
good call. So, I mean, yeah, in regards to fantasy and all that stuff, I mean, it's definitely secondary when it comes to this. So I'm glad he's doing all right. I'm glad he's all right. I mean, regardless if he's here now or in 6 months, Antonio Gibson's job is still gone. So it's, it is what it is.
Right.
So, but on that note, let's kind of go to something a little more happier. Let's go to, our boy Albert Pujols, 175 years old, is
dude, he looks it in this photo.
Somehow he's hitting home runs. Look, dude, there's got to be a conspiracy in here somewhere, but I'm behind it 100%.
Barstool called it.
Yeah,
did you read the article?
No,
what's their argument?
That he's juicing.
He's juicing.
I think they're juicing baseballs. I think they're giving him. I think if anything, the league is helping him.
I mean, there's no reason why he was an all-star. Like,
yeah,
they gave him the nod. It was a nice thing.
I say the same thing about Miggy though. Miggy was also an all-star.
Isn't the all-star game fan voted? So I think fans voted him in.
So Miguel Cabrera and Albert were appointees by how's that dude?
Yeah, they were just kind of given a spot for
Manfred.
Yeah, for it being their last years.
But Pujols, dude, Pujols, if he's he could be getting juiced balls, but either way, I don't think a pitcher is going to be like, I'm going to give you a meatball and toss it right over the middle. I mean, Albert Pujols is a good hitter. I mean, I think if you're going to cheat, you have to juice the balls or something. But I don't care. All he needs is 2 more to tie A-Rod, 3 more to pass him, and he needs 6 more to get 700. So, I mean, if Albert can do it, he's got 35 games or so to do it. He's been on pace as of late to be hitting that. We also could see it in the postseason possibly, which would be really cool to see if it could be so
those do count
for the Cardinals. Yeah, the ones in the postseason do count. So we could get a little bit of extended time. The Cardinals are in first place. They're up, I think, 5.5 games or 6 games on the Brewers. So if they can hold things down the stretch and Pujols can get enough DH at bats, I think there's a real good chance. Nick, what do you think? Do you think Bulls got like if you had to quantify it, you think it's like a 50-50 shot at this point of hitting 700?
Yeah, I mean, I think if he plays, I think he's going to hit it. I think it all just depends on us putting him in the situation to be there. I think he'll get there.
On July 5th, he was hitting 189 with 4 home runs of the season. Since then, the All-Star break, he's hitting 388.
Well, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's fucking, like you said, but it's cool.
But the Barstool article that came out was really pushing in the narrative and just hinting that he might be the one juicing. They think that he's because they brought back like the accusations from his rookie year. Then he took the guy to court and then he shut up about it. They really kind of laid it on.
Yeah, Barstool can fuck off though. Like, and that's like a Pop Culture Rehab guarantee. Barstool, fuck you, because like it's one of those things. I watched a video today where I watched Dave Portnoy. Some intern fucked up, and for him to keep his job, he had to come all the way to Boston and kiss Dave Portnoy's feet. And it's like, it's like, what a fucking like.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
It's just a piece of shit. So
dude,
it's like,
imagine being like a 20-year-old kid having to drive from New York City all the way to Boston to go kiss the pizza review guy's feet. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's when just a fucking.
I think Dave Portnoy is probably one like bad allegation. Like, I feel like there's something.
He already has already has like shit in his past. He has like a sex tape apparently that's like him like doing like dominatrix shit.
Oh, I've heard he's a pretty fucked up dude. So so Barstool can lick my ass when it comes to this. Like, and if he's juicing, he's juicing. I mean, like, nobody gives a shit. I mean, everybody's chasing juice. Yeah. So it's like, it's fucking and like juiced way more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if anything, like he's just kind of fucking. He needs
and I don't
a
see how
push.
this. Yeah, and I don't see how undoubtedly this is good for baseball. It's publicity. Well, it's the record's not on the line, right? Like, I don't think he's gonna magically pass Barry. So it's we're good.
Guys, I gotta throw it out there while I have the chance. If you buy enough Pop Culture Rehab t-shirts, we could buy Barstool and then fire everybody. It would just be really easy.
Unless he kisses my fucking feet.
unless he kisses.
Dave Portnoy can keep his job after he sucks my fucking big toes.
How many shirts would we have to sell?
Dude,
imagine?
I mean, more than likely somebody's going to catch wind of this, send this a clip of this to Dave Portnoy. We're just going to get shut down immediately. Like, he's just going to buy our fucking show and shut us down. But that's cool because we are all pieces of shit and we'll take it. We will be bought out 100%.
What's they asking? What will we shut all this down for?
$100,000 right now. We will all shut down.
Oh, come on. Let's go high.
The price is going up.
Let's at least have,
price is going up every day.
$100,000 a piece. $100,000 a piece.
Okay.
$100,000 a piece, Barstool, and we'll take this down and we won't bring you down.
$150 a piece, and I won't release the Epstein video that I've been working on. So
yeah, 175, and we'll blur Portnoy's face in all of those.
Facts.
But until then, I think everybody's rooting for a pool. I mean, dude, the people who aren't rooting for pools to hit 700 are fucking losers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much a unanimous thing that like baseball is rooting for them. I mean, you got the Cubs out here giving them a fucking Wrigley Field thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the Cubs.
To me, it feels just like fucking, it's not. I mean, it's obviously a different situation than McGuire and Sosa, but it's one of those things where it's like everybody can just kind of put everything behind them and just everybody's just kind of in the common goal. Yeah, everybody's enjoying this, and it's just everybody's kind of just hoping it happens because it's just one of those things that does not fucking happen. I mean, like, look, I don't like Aaron Judge whatsoever, but every time I get a notification that he hits another home run, a little bit of me's happy because it's like I want to see a guy that is at least for as far as we know 100% clean, in the new era of baseball, who is out here fucking slack. He's out here
and he hits them pretty.
And he's hitting them pretty, and he's out here doing things that, like, I mean, you look at everyone above him, almost everyone is juicing, and so it's a baseball fan. I'm happy to see the guy hit 50 something home runs already. So same with Poulos. I think we're all excited for him. Besides the Barstool guys, because I saw the article. I didn't read it.
I just can't imagine it. He retires before he gets 700 if he's like sitting at 699. But hey, he says he doesn't give a shit about it. So
Yeah. Well, so Andrew and I talked about this though, where I think Yachty was in a press conference with him a couple weeks ago, like on Bally Sports. They were like, they show the post game, and like Yachty was sitting in the back, like chanting one more year. Because they asked him like,
who does he owe money to? God,
yeah,
Yachty, come on, figure it out.
It's one of those things where it's like but I think Andrew and I were talking like I think he'd come back and even if he just walked away, you know what I'm saying, like right after he came back for 20 games, you know what I'm saying, like if he just came back next year and walked away the moment he hit 700, we don't need a full
struck
season.
out every time.
Dude,
right up until
walks off the field, walks off the field curtain call in Busch Stadium. He only takes at bats at Busch Stadium on sunny days. Dude, on the weekend
on Sunday day games, you know what I'm saying? Like he only plays on day game. He doesn't even travel, and then he hits one in the second inning, and like you said, he literally just curtain calls, and we don't see him again. Like everybody's like, well, "Where's Albert?" He's fucking gone. Like
he left. Ollie's like, "Where's my DH?"
They're like, "Fucking find a new one, bub," because he's in his car. He left.
He's gonna get a statue of him, and that's the closest thing you're ever gonna see of Albert Pujols after that.
Yeah.
Real quick, just before we start, real quick, God, that still happened. That's real life right there, guys. God, dude. Poor Camaro.
Well, greatest Camaro out of all time.
Yeah, definitely up there. Camaro,
top 10.
Who was it that knocked out Rousey with the kick? That's like second by like a ways now.
Preacher's daughter.
Yeah. Well, Holly Holm, the only reason Holly it was the biggest upset in UFC history, like on paper. Like as far as like betting.
Yeah.
Like there was not a bigger statistical upset in UFC history than
because Holly Holm was like handing Rousey her ass that whole fight before her away.
Well, I hated how everybody it's hindsight's 2020 because you'll hear people be like, "Oh man, I mean, Holly Holm was a kickboxing champion. You should have known that Ronda Rousey was going to get her ass kicked." It's like, dude, nobody in the world that I knew thought Ronda Rousey had a sliver of a chance of losing that fight.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if we go back to that day, I put money on Ronda still. So I just think she's a better fighter than Holly Holm. So
did you put money on Rousey?
Yeah, dude, I always bet on Ronda. I mean, I never bet against her until after that. I mean, I always knew that she wasn't like she had no business fighting Cyborg or any of that other shit like everybody wanted her to do. But like, she should have never came back and fought Amanda Nunes. I thought that was a little ridiculous. I mean, but Holly Holm, I think if her and Holly Holm fought 10 times in their prime, I think it's at least 50-50 at the very most. I mean, or at the very least. I think Ronda's Holly just had a good night.
I think Ronda nowadays is best off fighting Bianca Belair and getting thrown around with a whip of hair.
Well, dude, she just brought up fighting Gina Carano again, and I think that is something we might see at some point. Like, I think because that is a winnable fight. Gina Carano hasn't fought since Cyborg literally beat her into retirement. So, I mean, Cyborg beat the absolute fuck out of her, and then she retired because she was like, I'm just going to go make movies. I don't need this shit.
And now she can't make movies.
And now she can't make movies because she's an idiot, because she doesn't shut her mouth. She's just another one of those fucking, like I said, her and Jack would be like really, her and Jack would be good friends.
Dude, she got like made into making some crazy like COVID conspiracy movie. It's gonna be
I saw that.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be hitting the fucking straight to DVD. Actually, I was gonna say it was gonna end up on streaming services, but you're probably only gonna be able to download that shit on InfoWars.
NRA TV.
Yeah. And like you have to subscribe for 6 months to get the link. You know what I'm saying? Like pay for 6 months to get
it's like it's the only reason we're here.
You have to have a Truth Social to log in.
Get the Rudy Giuliani Director's Edition for only $19.99.
He's narrating the whole thing.
It's the Giuliani cut. It's exclusive
it's
content.
Rambling. It doesn't make sense. There's no cohesion.
It was only meant for the eyes of Rudy Giuliani. It will go over most of your heads, but Rudy will get this.
That's so good. Yeah. Well, Gina Carano, I mean, she may that's another that kind of factors her being canceled. Kind of is why it factors into why I think there's a chance that Ronda's kind of on top of the world again. I mean, she fucked up, ran away, and did the whole
Women's
hiding from
champion
the
of
world
WWE
thing. But yeah, I mean, what a comeback! I mean, she's on top of the world, but. Gina Carano, she came out and said, she's like, if I was to come back, it would be against somebody like Gina Carano. And Gina Carano was like, we'll never say never. And it's like, well, yeah, bitch, because
you need the money.
Yeah,
that Mandalorian money dried up, bitch.
Just to keep afloat after getting canceled. So so we'll see. But God, I'm glad you keep that picture coming. Just
Dude,
randomly.
I might have it every week, and I just like randomly drop it in.
Yeah,
we'll put it behind Jack.
Yeah, that could be Jack's backdrop one of these weeks.
I could definitely do that.
Yeah. Well, we're almost through. I mean, next week you guys are getting the fucking double edition. Like this week almost. Like it's hard to get excited for this week, but I am because I have to. It's our show. We can't tell you that. Hey, to listen to our show, we're not excited. But like, yeah. But next week is the fucking the fat. Last week was the Fat Daddy. I called it the Fat Daddy on Twitter, so I guess I can't call another one the Fat Daddy. So this is like the fucking
ultra super fat daddy.
Yeah, dude, this is like my 600 pound fat daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Reality TV show
edition of football coverage. Because next week you're getting the double. Was it the East we got to do or no the West?
We got to do the West.
We're going
2 West divisions and preview the NFL.
We gotta get a picture of us and get us look like in Western stuff. Like you got to Stuart make something like of us in like Western stuff, like going West. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like on a covered wagon heading towards the West or something.
I'll put us on the Tombstone poster.
Yeah, put us on the Tombstone poster. Oh, but this week we can't get ahead of ourselves. We have last week was the like I said the Fat Daddy of the Cleveland sports in the AFC North. This week we've got the NFC North. So we've got yes, sir. We've got the ayahuasca tripping motherfucker Aaron Rodgers, who apparently is just rolling dicking on Percocets in the middle.
Dude, I saw that.
And then I don't know if you.
It was the game. It was the game where they came back against the Bears, where he goes, "My leg," where he had the where he had that southern accent.
Yeah, did you see?
Remember that?
They went and pulled the fucking post game interview from that, and he's just rambling, like he doesn't like bro, he is gone.
He was out on Percocet.
So he admitted on Joe Rogan that he played on Percocet. Like he was like, because every time he gets a front of a mic, he just starts. Dude, like just Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a fuck anymore. But he got on there and he was like, yeah, dude. He's like, I basically they'll give you whatever you want or some shit. He's like, and I've played on Percocet and then everybody started pulling these receipts and it's like, dude, Aaron Rodgers has definitely played on Percocet.
Check the footage.
Yeah, dude, when did Aaron Rodgers become the Willie Nelson of the NFL? Like for real. Like he's like the old dude who does drugs that everybody's just wanting to hear all these stories from now.
And he shows up to camp in the wife beater or the white t-shirt, like the pickup truck.
Looking like Nick Cage. Fucking
dude.
Con Air.
He used to be so closeted, he used to be so he never spoke to the media really, and if he did, it was always obvious responses.
Don't do drugs, kids. Just don't do drugs.
Legitimately admitted to lying, misleading the public with the immunization line or him being immunized or whatever. He admitted it. He was like, I said that, hoping, kind of realizing that the media might not ask a follow-up question. He goes, and they didn't. He goes, so we just rolled with it. He goes, and that was purposely done to mislead the media. He got on Joe Rogan and just fucking let it go. But I assume, like I said, we're going to probably get to them towards the end because as you're looking at his competition, it is not very stiff. He's got one real competitor, and then they've got a feel-good competitor down there.
There you go.
Down in Detroit.
We're all Rams fans right now.
Yeah, we're all, dude. Dan Campbell is my daddy. Like I fucking watch Hard Knocks, and I'm like, dude,
I would run through walls for that dude.
Dude,
he would be able to get that dog out of anybody.
dude, if Dan Campbell called me and said, I need you in Ukraine, I'd be like, fucking bags packed since last week. I've got a Dan Campbell bag in my closet at all times. Like, it's just like, Shan's like, why do you have this little bag of clothes? What is DC? I'm like, that's Dan Campbell. Don't fucking touch it. That's my emergency bag in case the phone rings and Dan needs me.
Dude, if Dan Campbell wanted to fucking hurt you, it would be the most terrifying thing in the fucking world. He'd be like just coming at you, like fucking crying like a fucking baby, just like coming.
I'm doing this for you. He's like, while he's tearing you apart.
I'm sorry, I have to do this.
He's like rock smashing your face in. He's like, I want to do this. It's like
he was doing up downs with the boys, keeping up.
Bro, he did all of them.
Holy shit,
did them all.
He's a man.
Like outside of Dan Campbell, like this season of Hard Knocks really actually is not that good. Like it's kind of boring. Like I know I kind of agree in the past, but like
there's a lack of personalities.
Yeah, like I've kind of like realized that what I'm saying is like the coaching staff is the only good thing about this. Like they're the players.
The only two memorable, I guess, like Jared Goff's been on Hard Knocks twice now, and the only two memorable things that have come from him at this time on Hard Knocks have been Jeff Fisher doing the "We're not going 8-8," you know, that one, and then now Dan Campbell takes the spotlight. I think this is more an indictment on Jared Goff's lack of a personality.
Yeah, I mean, you're the fucking quarterback, Jared. Step up, dude. Give
say something.
And he's from California. Shouldn't he be like cool? Shouldn't he be like doing stuff like Aaron Rodgers, like doing
surf? I want to see you surf into training camp. Like he comes into training camp, hair still wet, got a little sand on his feet. He's got a board. They're like, dude, how are you so sandy? You're in Detroit. He's like, dude, I hung 10 all the way here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he doesn't say shit. He just laughed. I'll tell you, the coolest thing of this season was episode 1. Was it Aiden Hutchinson did the fucking Michael Jackson thing where he sang Michael Jackson and got everybody up and dancing on Michael Jackson. I thought that was really fucking cool.
Or anytime Aiden Hutchinson's mother was on the screen.
Anytime Aiden Hutchinson's white supremacy looking dude, his family like is the family in Get Out. Like him, like I don't know, like seriously, like if you
his grandpa lost to Jesse Owens in that fucking race.
Dude, seriously, like Adolf Hitler was sitting in the fucking that were the Olympics he was at, right? He walked away
exactly.
Yeah, he was in the box rooting for Aiden Hutchinson's grandfather in that race. Like it's you look at these people and you're just like, holy shit. Like, and then there's that really awkward scene. Have you watched it, Andrew? I guess has anybody else watched it?
Yeah.
So that scene where Aiden Hutchinson's sitting in the ice bath talking to that guy, like choosing, it's so awkward. It's so fucking awkward. Like that other guy's like, he's like, yeah, well, I can't believe you chose that school. And the guy's like, I'd do it all over again. Like it was just so
because it went to like Memphis University, or like he's like, why'd you go to some small school like that? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not as privileged as you're like cracker ass.
And then all of a sudden he was like, holy shit, how long have we been in here? Like at the end, they're both like, yeah, this is fucking weird. Let's get out. Like,
time to go.
It was just like, what the fuck? Like, you're big dick in this dude. Like he's still in the. It was just a really weird, like, dude, like you said, privilege. Right. It was really like you could tell like. His upbringing kind of came through there, and it was just like
and you're both in the NFL. Like, come on, dude.
You're brothers now, man. You better.
Right. You're supposed to be friendly, dude.
This dude's like,
you're supposed to kill for that guy, and he's supposed to. Well,
my ice bath. Have you seen the pieces of ice in my bath? They're bigger than the pieces of ice in your bath, motherfucker.
Just saying.
But on that note, so are we starting with Detroit?
Yeah,
we're starting with Detroit.
Yeah,
okay.
we might as well.
So we're gonna dive into this fucking NFC North, Detroit Lions, the feel-good story of the year. I don't know what we even think about these people, or like what they're gonna do. Probably not great things, but like we're rooting for them.
Well, speaking of that quarterback position, because Goff is so fucking boring on television, that the one quarterback that was worth anything on that show just got cut. So David Blau.
Oh yeah. I saw
he's
that.
Gone, dude. Him and his kick-ass sprinter or hurdler of a wife.
God, and she had to sit there in that preseason game and watch him throw those interceptions, and like,
dude, we all felt that pain.
That's a real. I mean, like that's a hard one when your wife's an Olympic champion and you're
third string the Detroit Lions.
Cut for the Detroit Lions.
Do you think she tells like it's okay?
I got you.
Yeah, right. Don't worry, babe. We're gonna
like
be
last
okay.
year when that viral clip of him watching his wife in the Olympics, they're like, wait, well, why wasn't he playing? They're like, well, he's got a lot of time.
He's on the practice squad.
Yeah, he didn't really have anything to do that day.
It's hard to explain to your wife that you're good at football when it's public knowledge that you got replaced by Nate Sudfeld.
You're like, dude, I promise you that fucking I'm good.
I'm good at this. I'm good at football. Sure you are, babe.
There's a Joe Flacco interview coming out, which obviously, I mean, I'm getting off subject with like the team here, but Joe Flacco has an interview coming out where he's talking about how when he's in the backyard trying to help his kids like practice their baseball swing, like when they get mad and frustrated at him, they'll be like, yeah, well, you stink, like your team stink. And he's like, and he's like, he tries to argue with them or like, like downplay it, but like they'll get frustrated. They're like, yeah, but like you stink, like basically telling him like, how can you tell us, do anything when you stink? He goes, and for the first time in my life, I had to Google Joe Flacco highlights and say, here, you sit down and watch these highlights. He's like, because like that is me. Like, shut your fucking mouths, dude. I'm an
NFL quarterback. He has to give me some respect.
He has to defend himself from his kids and his father, who said that he was the most boring person alive.
It's like, dude, Flacco's elite. We've already covered this. Like,
he is a Super Bowl MVP. Cut the dude a fucking break.
Everything he does after that is irrelevant.
Dude, he had the best thing. He had the best timing of the entire, and maybe any one player in the NFL history. He goes from a guy who's like a middle tier quarterback, gets his team to go fucking win a Super Bowl in a contract ending year. And what does he get? He gets a max deal. This dude, he becomes like the highest paid quarterback at one point, like same tiers like Peyton Manning, fucking Tom Brady, and then Joe Flacco. It's like one of these things is not like the other.
Didn't Flacco go to college? Didn't he play in Delaware? Like that's not a quarterback factory.
Yeah,
it's not a football factory at all.
If Pop Culture Rehab is not going to stand for anything, it's fucking Joe Flacco hate. Like we are Joe Flacco fans here through and through.
With that being said, maybe we should get into the Lions.
Yeah, but
hold on. I have a surprise here for the Lions. We got to start here. Okay,
the Lions. I was Joe
shocked. Great transition. The Lions have, according to PFF, the fourth best offensive line going into 2022.
I can see that, dude. They've got
Saywell.
Saywell
is a man.
Disgusting. Yeah, Panay Saywell, and then they got a whole. I can't even Halali Vaitai.
I can't. Thank you for trying.
I can't even say it. Yeah,
thank you for trying.
I love him.
And Jonah Jackson, of course.
Jonah Jackson. I mean, they're dude. I think they are very. I mean, their receiving core is nasty. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a fucking possession savage. DJ Chark is on a prove it deal, but like, dude,
he's got talent.
And I think if there's anybody like for like fantasy, he is basically non-existent in fantasy drafts this year. He's one of those guys that I think people should watch out for. I think he could be a good red zone target.
Got a great running back. Oh, sorry.
Is DeAndre Swift though? Is he gonna make the most out of that line? Is he gonna get the most out of it?
Did you see that screen pass he housed last weekend?
Yes, that's what I was thinking about, dude.
I mean, he shows these like flashes of brilliance, and then you see him just kind of run it up someone's ass at the line.
He's a small guy, right?
Yeah, he needs to stay healthy.
So like make the cut, make the cut inside, and he's just not. Sometimes his vision is fucked.
Yeah, he needs to stay healthy.
I think him and Jamal are a really good one too. Like I think Jamal is like the perfect person to like, because I'm with you. I like if I'm at like the goal line or if we're 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm DeAndre Swift is going to be nowhere near the fucking field unless like, I'm putting Jamal Williams and his anime headbands in and we're fucking going for it. Like nothing's better than Jamal Williams. And he's got that fucking bandana, the do-rag dangling out of his helmet. And it's got like anime characters and shit all over it. And then he also had that clip where he got dominated by that guy in joint practices, but he's like yelling in that guy's face. And then the guy called him a loser on Twitter. The guy was like, the only sport where you can lose all 3 reps and still talk shit or something like that. Like, so Jamal Williams is just one of those guys that, like, he's a character, but like he is a great go get a few yards kind of guy.
Agreed.
Dude, I loved him when he was a Packer.
I did too.
He's serviceable.
He played really well. But DeAndre Swift is, I think, only 23 years old or something like that. Like, he's still really young, and this is his third season, I think, now in the NFL. So, you guys were mentioning, Penei Sewell, like they have the talent now to really play an effective run game where you can kind of hide, maybe the not so great quarterback. I still think Jared Goff can be a good quarterback. When he played for the Rams and he had the talent around him, he had really good moments. Like I think back of that fucking Chiefs game where they played that neck and neck 50-point each game, 100-point game, like shootout, and he ended up taking them to a win. And he had an elite running back then, Todd Gurley, but it's kind of like the team's kind of built like that now. It's like you got DeAndre Swift, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark. Like, you have your weapons here. TJ Hawkinson's probably going to catch the ball like 80 times this year for this team.
You got 1,000-yard receiving.
I know this will take us a little bit off topic, but Penei Sewell. So they passed on Jamar Chase to get Penei. Wasn't that the storyline of the draft that year? Sorry. So, no, they got Penei Sewell because somebody else reached for Jamar Chase. I think those, it's hard to see because obviously the fans love the playmakers and the guys who touch the ball, but it's hard to argue that those guys aren't both equally valuable to their respective franchises. I mean, I would even make an argument that you might say if Sewell can keep improving, that he could be even more of a cornerstone of his team's success than Jamar
Perhaps
Chase.
More impactful. Well, and we're just dodging around the absolute nuclear head that is sitting on with an O next to his name right now, and that's Jameson Williams. When he comes back and you add him into this offense with Jared Goff, with Swift, with St. Brown, and a good offensive line.
Are you a big believer on him?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen his tape, and if he plays anything like that, I think he's a problem. I think he's a problem for this division.
Yes,
for a lot of years.
Did I watch him at Bama? And he's an issue.
He's a real.
So what is his? It's an ACL still.
He tore his ACL
in the championship game, right?
Yeah, in the championship game, dude, is just fucking brutal. And John Mechie was the guy that balled in his absence. Right. And now he's got fucking cancer. So
imagine a dude that tears his ACL.
It's been a rough fucking week for rookie Alabama players.
Literally all
one gets shot, one's got or rough offseason. One gets shot, one's got cancer, and Jameson Williams got the. Well, I mean, I guess not for Jameson. He gets drafted and he's just rehabbing. But as far as the three guys we're talking about, all of these
ever since the second quarter of that game, it's been downhill.
Yeah, it's just been downhill for Bama guys. But yeah, I mean, I think the Lions have a lot of potential. I think it's all about making it happen. I think that their defense is going to have to step up because this is where I think. I mean, look, they've got some bright flashes here, as we talked about. They got the rookie Aiden Hutchinson,
Rodrigo.
And Rodrigo. Dude, Aiden Hutchinson looked like a grown fucking man in the preseason. I mean, they couldn't. He had a sack and then a hold, or 2 sacks and a hold, in 3 straight snaps, and it's just I mean, they couldn't guard him. I think that but other than that, I don't really know. I mean, Jeff Okudah's nice. You said Rodrigo. He's the star.
Michael Brockers on the line.
Brockers,
he's fine.
But other than that, it's
and I think Tracy Walker's not too bad either.
I need to understand why. Maybe one of you guys are really high on Alex Anzalone. They're really high on him. Did you like him as a Saint, Jack?
Anzalone, he didn't really start all the time for us, so
because they're really high on him up there in Detroit. He is the anchor up there apparently. I just don't see it.
Probably by position, really, to be honest with you. Being the Mike, I mean, that's kind of his job. But this is definitely the weakest half of the of the ball here. They're going to give up a lot of points. I think they have a potential to score a lot of points, but
I really love Jeff Okudah. I mean, I think he's going to be the highlight of that defense. But yeah, I agree, Andrew. Andrew, what like do you see as their defensive line play? Do you think I know that obviously that's why they addressed it in the draft, but do you think it can be effective in this first year? Or do you think it's just going to be one of those things where they're going to take time to bring guys in?
Well, Michael Brockers is fucking 40.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to say. They're kind of old, except for Aiden, really. Last year, I think if I remember correctly from my research, they were like 30th or definitely bottom third of defensive line play graded out. And you made some improvements, but Aiden's still a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. If you get to halfway, like, you get to 18, somewhere around there, 18, 19, I think that's probably a win as far as like what you did in the draft and what you did in the offseason. This is their weakest part of the team. It's this is what they need to address next. As far as like rebuild goes, you got to give them an A in this offseason. Like, really.
Yeah.
I think there's only one team that did better than them in the offseason, and sadly, that's the Eagles. Nick knew what I was going to fucking say to that smug.
I agree.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on.
And Austin Seibert down there kicking?
But we got Browns legend, Austin Seibert.
Seibert, yeah. That's right. Oops.
Glad he's got a job.
And Titans legend Cleve Raymond returning.
Yeah, dude.
That's right.
Cleve Raymond. Yeah, I mean, this, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know much about. I mean, there's some of these dudes on defense that, like I said, I know Jeff Okudah, and stuff like that. But so let's go to the Sketty.
This is gonna be hard, I think, because this is a team that has a lot of promise. But like, if you're going off,
and we're coming off a team that is. So what were they last year? They were
3 games last year.
3-13, 3-13-1. They tied last year as well. They were 0-8 on 2-4 in the division though. So
I think one thing you guys should consider before you make your projections, because this is something I had forgotten about until recently about this team, and it's that I think last year they almost, if they didn't tie the record, they were like really close to tying the record of most one score losses in a season. Like when Detroit lost last year, they were losing those games, those 3-point games, those 4-point games. They didn't win any of their one score games. So if any of those games, I mean, I would not be surprised to see this team win like 7-8 games this year versus, but wow. They are in a really hard division, and we'll get into the other guys, I guess, in a little bit here. But have you guys Nick mapped out 2 and 3 at the bye week? So I would like to know why they don't have any of the Amazon games. Fucking Prime.
Well, it is Detroit. I mean,
they didn't get Prime. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
I
thought Prime Video. I thought Prime Video would be so no Thursday night games at all. Or they do have one versus Buffalo, but it's on CBS.
I got them 6-8.
6-8. That's a couple of games short. You're a couple games short there.
I'm gonna say 7-8. Or
6-8's 14, so you'd have to be 6-11.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I mean, I'm counting. Like, I'm just meant like 6-8, like where I'm at. I'm trying to like.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I say 6 wins a total of the year for them.
Yeah,
but I hope that the front office keeps buying what Dan Campbell's selling, because I think the future is bright.
Yeah, no, I think they definitely need to give this dude. Their coaching staff is ridiculous. I mean, they've got Antoine Randall. I mean, they've got
all dogs.
I'm trying to think of.
Absolutely.
I just looked up this list the other day.
I got 7 wins for these guys.
Yeah, it's just 7 and 10. That's I think that's what I'm going to settle on too.
I'm going to do 6 and 11.
And I mean, really, I can see if this everything falls the right way here, like, I mean, 8 and 9 is not out of reach. I had a tough time with the Minnesota game. Especially late in the year, like I feel like you're going to lose one, but I think you might split with Minnesota this year.
I think the problem that this team is going to have against teams like Minnesota is that they are not going to be able to catch up in a game that they get behind in. So, for example, I think like if the Vikings were to put up a bunch of points, like I don't think the offensive weapons.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I can turn it on the
I'm with you.
Yeah, I just don't see it personally. I think we'll probably get into them maybe next or something, but
we'll get to, but
yeah. I don't see them being able. I don't see them being able to pull that weapon out just yet. I think they're a couple of years away. Once you get the Amon-Ra St. Browns and the Jameson Williams fully up and healthy, and maybe the franchise plan down here in the next year or two is, there's that really good quarterback class next draft that maybe you get, maybe you go there and try to make a push, but get a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. Maybe that's the future of the Lions, but I don't see this year being. Fans. Chin up. You're heading in the right direction.
And I always got love for the Lake Erie bros, so
trust the process.
Yeah, you can be with hang out with the Bills fans soon. Is the Gays fan? You can watch the same video the Bills fans watch. Just hold up, hang in there. It gets better.
Megatron might not come back to your building to visit, but we might one day.
You still get Barry Sanders.
So I looked up the coaching staff that I was blanking on, and because they're so goddamn savage. So Deuce Staley, running back coach, Mark Brunell, quarterback coach, fucking Hank Fraley, Cleveland Brown and Philadelphia Eagle, Hank Fraley,
Kelvin Shepard on linebackers.
Kelvin Shepard is, I said Antoine Randall. They're just JT Barrett, the offensive line. They're
John Dorsey,
Aaron Glenn, John Dorsey. This is a good. They're heading in the right direction. I think they've got the right people there to do what they need to do. So
better than Matt Patricia.
Absolutely, yeah. Matt Patricia that's a sad. He's back in he's back in
New England.
We talked about that last week, right? Yeah, sad. All right, so I guess we're gonna move to. This is the. Probably gonna finish last, right? Unanimously, we all agree on that. I think more than likely the Chicago Bears are gonna.
Bears.
I gotta beat you, Jack.
The Bears.
This is
So
it'd be wild if it flipped though.
This franchise and speaking of heading in a right direction or a bad direction, this franchise perpetually stays on a flat plane, just never does better or worse. No matter what they do, they're always going to win like six games a season.
Holy shit! Trevor Simeon's still in the league.
Yeah, he's the backup there now.
I did not know that.
So there's even worse news coming out for fucking Bears fans is that they don't know what to do with David Montgomery. I read today is that the new offense that they want to implement, they don't know what to do with him, and they think he's the odd man out. They want Khalil Herbert. They're trying to get him as much as they want him integrated as much as possible. We've seen Khalil Herbert flash. We've also seen Khalil Herbert not look that great. So I think it's kind of crazy to. David Montgomery might not be like the maybe the piece that you're looking for running back, but good Lord, he's a goddamn good running back, and I think that you better be sure. Yeah, and you have to be sure that the guy you're moving on from him for is, 100%. Montgomery's had the injuries, and I think he's kind of one of the forgotten backs of the league because he's in Chicago, but he's consistent. He's a damn good running back, and I think
are they gonna try to fucking tank for Bijan Robinson next year out of Texas? That fucking incredible running back or somebody like that. I could see that.
I don't know. Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna have to tank. So to be honest with you, I think they're just trash. I think.
Well, maybe it's a natural tank. You're right.
Yeah.
Just keep playing, guys.
Yeah, you guys just keep. Yeah, you guys. No, don't give up. Go, keep going.
Yeah.
But Justin Fields. Fucking diced the Browns' fifth stringers up last week, and the internet lost it. I think that Justin Fields is a damn good quarterback. He's my backup in Dynasty. I just made a trade. He was part of a trade with Andrew and I. I think he's an Ohio State guy. I like Justin Fields. I think he's
preseason champions. They went 3-0 in the preseason.
And I think he's probably made steps. I think he looked better, but the offensive line is still non-existent. So he was still
26
running for his life the entire preseason.
Yep.
And I think that they were looking a little too. I think it speaks volumes of how bad that they've been when they get excited about him coming in and playing. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. He looked very good in the Browns preseason game. Yeah. I mean, 3 first half touchdowns. I'm sitting there with my feet up on the table going, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, can we have some pride, Cleveland? Like, can we just run out there and stop him once? But we couldn't do it. And Bears fans acted like the Super Bowl. They had won the Super Bowl. They're like, Jesus Christ, he has made it. He has come. Yeah. But I don't think that's going to translate into the year.
Byron Pringle's a big get.
I disagree. I think this, outside of Mooney, I think this might be, besides us, the worst wide receiver. The Browns, I'm saying, might be the worst wide receiver room in the league, outside of Mooney.
I like N'Keal Harry.
I love Darnell Mooney.
I like N'Keal too, but he's hurt.
Yeah. I do like Darnell Mooney is an absolute fucking. He's like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like he's just
And I like Byron Pringle. I wasn't trying to trash him. I was
about to say, like, you don't like Pringle?
He was on a great offense, and he got a good quarterback targeting him the ball that had time. I think he's going to struggle. And Velus Jones is okay too. I just, there's not a lot of hot spots on this team outside of Mooney at the wide receiver position.
I like Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I was going to say Cole Kmet's a guy that I think if you're in dynasty leagues, he's somebody that you could potentially put some stock into, and long term, it takes forever for tight ends to develop, but he already seems like he's already found a role in this offense at least.
And kind of like what you said about
a lot of tight ends.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a Hawkinson too. Or I don't think anybody's going to. I don't know if anybody's going to have 1,000 yards. Maybe it's Mooney, but I think he's going to be like Hawkinson, where like he might catch a fucking 100 balls this year. Like if they're putting his, Cole Kmet is.
I agree.
Going to be like the safety blanket.
For poor Justin Fields, who's running for his life.
Yeah, he has.
So I agree with you. I like Cole Kmet a lot.
What's that offensive line ranking? Because I was
26, and
so they're terrible. Like they were I mean,
25th really now. They got Alex Leatherwood.
Yeah. Look, hey, like I said today in our group chat, I wish the Browns would have grabbed him, because I don't think that you go from a 17th overall pick to just. I think he just has I think the drive may be an issue, and I think there just might be. He needs some coaching, and I think if anybody was going to bring it out of him, it's Bill Callahan.
He was thrown 100%. To the wolves last year.
Yeah, and I just think
and to be in that room, if he had made it to the Browns, to be in that offensive line room, I mean that's a wealth of information.
I'd have rather cut Isaac Rochelle for Leatherwood than Kellen Mond, but
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm kind of an odd choice for cut.
Sorry,
anyway,
Rochelle. We loved you. We loved you.
Bears.
So yeah, I mean he's got some. Yeah, the offense isn't great, but Cole Kmet. Yeah, they've got a good tight end, and I think it's one of those things you got to have in this league.
And you got a stud receiver. Like
you got
there's
bona fide.
There's some things here to work with moving forward. It's just not there yet.
So what is it about this that you're looking at and you go, oh, they're going to be third in the division? I mean, I think the Lions on paper have a much better roster.
I think they're going to be.
We said dead last, didn't we?
Yeah, I think dead last.
Who said third? We said the unanimous last team. I definitely think the Lions are better than this. I'm saying that I don't think the Bears are going to be good at all. I just think that
they were bottom 5 in touchdowns last year. I can't see them making a big push even into the middle of the pack unless Justin Fields finds a way to become, extremely more dynamic behind a pretty much similar offensive line as he had last year.
And that's the issue. Like you can't be dynamic and explosive.
And it sucks because you're wasting a really good rookie prospect, a guy who played on some huge stages in college. Absolutely. He's ready, and
performed.
That's like one of the guys who, I know that it's kind of like the Jalen Hurtses of the worlds, and maybe the Trey Lances and these kind of mobile quarterbacks, and people wondering, are these guys going to be able to stick? Lamar Jackson, these kinds of guys. I have no doubt in my mind when I watch Justin Fields that he is good at football. Like he is good at the sport of football. There's not a doubt in my mind. He sees things well. He can play. I just don't know if what the pieces around him, and I know they got a new GM and they're trying to change things around, but it's just, I can't see that these Bears, at least this year and probably not even next year being able to do anything that gives him the ability to use the abilities that he has. Because if he can't, stop the offensive line from breaking or the defensive line from breaking through and getting to him immediately, he can't do those cool RPOs and everything that he does.
Exactly. It's a difference when you're extending the play once in a while versus when you were actively running for your life and you're sliding out of the pocket almost every drop back. It doesn't work. And I also don't know how the play action is really going to work if you're not pounding the rock with David Montgomery anymore. It's kind of the interesting take when you said about the offensive scheme changing. Like, I think in a vacuum that's a good thing, but the RPO was the only thing that you had.
Yeah, like you haven't put this on the field, or you haven't done like how it's weird how like eager they're to cut out a guy that's been like one of their only consistent parts of offense. Like you haven't put this offense out in the field with Khalil Herbert to see that it works yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I understand. Like maybe you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and fucking go for it. But like, this is one of those things that like usually in those situations it's one of those like the writing's on the wall type of things. And I don't know if the writing's on the. I mean, where's the writing here? Like, it's not like you're looking at this and going, David Montgomery's just kind of, in the way. They've got this hungry savage and Khalil Herbert just like, waiting there, So it's kind of a weird thing, to kind of put out there, but I don't know.
This is not Breece Hall and Michael Carter, right? Like they're not comparable.
This offseason might look a lot different if Tariq Cohen didn't get hurt too. I was so bummed when he got hurt.
I am a Tariq Cohen guy. I do not like the Bears, but I love Tariq Cohen.
That made me so sad when he got injured. It was on Instagram Live too. Like,
yeah, on Instagram Live. Was he lifted? Yeah, dude, that fucked up. Yeah, that was so terrible.
R.I.P. Tariq. I'll pour one out for you.
Yeah, dude, straight up. We'll be here for you though. Like whenever you're back, we will be here for you. You've got 4 fans. So we're gonna go to the defense here.
Another aging Ram.
Yeah. But Robert Quinn had 18 goddamn sacks last year. Okay, he was my dynasty D lineman last year. I picked him up sitting there on the waiver wire, and I think it was his career high. I mean, the guy's like 40.
No doubt about it.
I mean, he held out because of the contract. Like he wasn't going to come back because like he's like, bro, I put up 18 and a half sacks last year. Hello. But I'm with you. He is getting old. I mean, at any point, Robert Quinn is just going to it's going to be, downhill. Roquan Smith wants the fuck out. Could maybe the best middle linebacker in football.
He's his own manager.
He's his own manager now. But this is like once a state, this is like when you think of the Bears, you think of defense. It's running the ball and defense. And like you just lose Khalil Mack to the Chargers, which was another guy that, was kind of, you looked at the defense, you're like, you're kind of hurting some places, but at least you've got Roquan, Robert, and,
the middle of that defense was solid.
Yeah.
And that was a strength last year, right? I think it's 6-11, 6 wins or something. Defense is the reason.
11.
6 the reason. And you got a good secondary too. Eddie Jackson, Kyler Gordon.
I like Kyler. Yeah, Eddie Jackson's nice. I really like Eddie Jackson. Yeah. I like and I like Jalen Johnson too.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Johnson's not bad.
And being coached by a very defensive-minded head coach now.
Agreed.
Matt Eberflus, who put together some really good defenses in Missouri. So I got love for him there.
But I think they take a step back here. You lose Cahill. Is Roquan is he going to play? Or I actually don't know that.
I think what is he holding in? I think what he's doing.
He's practicing. He's
practicing now. Okay, so he's going to be there. Okay, well. Maybe not as much of a drop off.
Sleeper made me take him off of the, injury status. So
gotcha.
He's.
Oh yeah.
Hey, motherfucker! You got a player in the IR. You need to get up hot.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, get up hot. Hey,
speaking of sleeper, they took Quincy Williams out of having a linebacker and D-back. Why sleeper? Why the dude plays slot?
And
sometimes.
Let me tell you. Most frustrating things that Andrew and I both have to deal with is that we both have players who, Will Fuller, I guess, isn't really hurt.
Dude, what do I do?
Now. So, like in my point, so I have OBJ, right? OBJ is not going to fucking play till December, but he's questionable. He's listed as questionable because he's not on a roster that can put him on the IR. So, like, he's just questionable. So like I can't put him in my IR. I just have to let him sit on my roster spot. And like we know he's not questionable. That motherfucker ain't playing.
Yeah, he's not on a team. Like the same thing with Will Fuller. Like how? Like what do you mean he can't play?
His ACL is still like a baby. His new ACL is still in the baby stages. You know,
I don't care if he's like Will Fuller and he's running 4.340s. He's not on a team.
Hurts my soul, sleeper. It hurts my goddamn soul. But back
rough
to
defense.
So anyway,
still a good defense. Let me rephrase that. But I think they're gonna take a little step back. Like I said, Robert Quinn's getting older.
How many wins did this team have last year? Like 5?
6.
Yeah.
6. Oh, Santos still kicking.
Cairo.
And look, they got Khalil. See, like that's what I don't understand. Are you going to have your starting running back? Are you going to have your starting running back returning kicks? Because that's idiotic.
Right. You're going to run them right into the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to see what happens. I mean, look.
Yeah,
nobody chalked the Bears up to being smart.
Yeah, Chicago is not known for being a really great franchise. In fact, if you think about money they put or get out of it per how well they treat their fans, it's probably the worst ratio in the entire league.
Oh, hey, can we put this dude in the name Hall of Fame?
Crookshank.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to say DeAndre.
I like DeAndre Houston Carson. Yeah, it's fun to say.
Yeah, that just rolls off the tongue.
DeAndre really Houston Carson, Waxon, Flaxon, Jackson.
Any winners up here?
Equinus St. Brown. Larry Broom.
Time.
Oh, no,
Leatherwood sounds like a dick. I mean,
yeah, there he is. Already in there.
Jatire Carter. That's a good one. Dakota. Fuck the Bears. So let's go to the schedule. I looked for some reason. I was looking at the Bears schedule the other day.
Are you okay?
Maybe
you're the one.
It was in anticipation for this. I don't know,
dude. Look at that stinker.
Yeah,
they got the Prime Video game versus Washington. Thursday night.
It's gonna be a shit fest,
dude. Maybe that's Brian Robinson's return.
Let's go.
About a month and a half in. Month.
You get shot in the butt. It doesn't matter, dude.
Dude, that could be a good time for him to come back.
I'd love it.
Dude, he just walks out to fucking 50 cents. I got shot 9 times. Just fucking hits the field. That'd be badass as shit. Or many men. Or many men. Many men.
This is not a good year for the Bears.
Yeah, dog.
Holy shit. They're not repeating 6 wins. I'll tell you that.
I think they can maybe beat Houston. I don't fucking know. Yeah, dude, this is ouch and ouch right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting pummeled. And not only that, you're in Green Bay week 2 on Sunday Night Football. Like, your ass is getting pummeled. Like, Aaron Rodgers he's going to be tripping balls. He's going to be seeing what the Bears defense is doing like 3 plays ahead
in the future.
Like, dude, that's what I'm saying, ahead of time. Like,
he'll be 2 plays ahead.
Dude, he's gonna be in a sleep deprivation tank or like one of those sensory deprivation tanks for a fucking week before the fucking game, just high as fuck off of like peyote and ayahuasca, fucking vision quest the whole fucking game and play it out exactly how
it's one of those things where he doesn't even practice all week. No one even knows where Aaron is. He just comes back. He just shows up like on horseback on Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? They're like, where have you been? He's like, the desert. You know what I'm saying? Or like exploring.
He's tying scalps to his fucking face, man.
He's not even gonna answer. He's just gonna ride past him.
He was just going to explain it to a mortal like you, and just fucking.
He's just got a bunch of dead varmint thrown over his shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
He stitched his own journey with pelts. Like, he's
like
frontier man.
He's got coonskin cap.
Yeah.
Well,
so rest in peace to them for the first 2 weeks.
4-13. That's what
honestly, they might not win till they get to New York.
I said Houston, New York. I said you might beat Washington, and I said the Jets.
I don't do that Washington defense though.
Dude, I'm with you. I just didn't want to say 3 and I didn't want to say 3-14.
Every game Atlanta plays this year is 50-50 as well. So
yeah. At facts
up there as well.
Yeah. I said 4-12.
Anybody can beat Atlanta. Atlanta
4-13.
cannot beat anybody. They could beat, I guess, maybe a few, but not just anybody.
4 wins.
I'm with you.
That's where I'm at.
I got less than 5, so
yeah. Okay, so we're all less than 5.
Sorry, Bears fans.
This is one of those rare times where we're all in agreement.
Bear down.
That's how you know you suck.
No,
Stuart
when we're all in agreement,
like 12
that's when
and
you
5. Stuart goes 12 and 5.
Like the Ravens. Oh.
He goes, they're fucking. He goes, and they're lucky they're not playing the Browns twice this year because if they were 2-0, you know. But fucking yeah, dude. This is a bad fucking year. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Justin. We're all sorry.
And they got some of the highest ticket prices too, just to go see that shit show. Fucking
That's what he's saying about that. How unfair it is to the fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you brought that up again too, because that really cannot be emphasized enough. The Bears are the worst franchise to their fans. Like, they give them so much money, give them so much support, and what do they do every year? Trot out a dog shit fucking football team that fucking finds a way to blow it. Ever since the double doink, the franchise has literally just been cursed.
Yeah, and I like the mystique of Soldier Field, but it's not Lambeau, and it's a pile of shit.
Yeah, and it's in Chicago.
It used to be scary. It used to be scary to. It used to be scary to play at Soldier Field. Like, it used to be like the thing in the 80s and shit.
85
like,
Bears, baby.
You did not want to go there. And now it's just like easy dub. Mark it on your calendar. Fucking what a sad shit show that's become.
Downfall's real.
Dude, driving to Chicago for 4 hours, I'm just like, fuck the entire drive. And that's how I feel watching the Bears play. So
when you drive through nothing to get to Chicago too, that's the worst part.
God, and like the first step to getting to Chicago is driving through Sauget, and you're just like, this is off to a bad start. Like
but then you hit Springfield.
Dude,
it still sucks.
Dude, Goodell's gonna give Chicago another team just so that they can fucking get a Super Bowl in that town. That's what it's good. That's what it's gonna take at this point.
Chicago gets 2 teams. We have none. We're just exactly our soccer team. Which I am excited about.
We would have to stop doing division previews if that happens.
I would just probably. I don't know.
I can't wait till we do the XFL division. XFL division previews are going to be so.
Yeah, dude. Wait till XFL's gonna be sick. I can't wait till that comes back. We're gonna have to get the Rock on. He'll be lucky if we invite him.
We can only do previews like in the style of shooting a Russell promo. Listen here, brother.
Dude, I will.
We can have Dwayne. If Dwayne wants to come. Door is wide open, sir. You come right in, take a seat.
Yeah,
we'll
see if we can fit Dwayne in. Our list is pretty long. So
you need us. We don't need you.
Yeah, you want to win presidency? I think you probably need an appearance on Pop Culture Rehab.
Are you guys talking about that?
You gotta win.
Are you guys talking about that dude? Are you guys talking about that dude from Scorpion King? That dude sucks ass.
Yeah, that guy's trash.
Have you never seen that movie? Shit.
He's like he's never gotten like any into like a ring of any.
You just asked
sort.
3 millennials if they've ever seen the Scorpion King.
What? Not everybody's seen the fucking Scorpion King, bro. You'd be surprised how few people in this world have seen the Scorpion King.
Well, 4 on this podcast definitely have, regrettably. I mean, like.
Yeah, dude, what a terrible fucking movie.
I thought it was The Mummy 4, and then they were like, I'm like, where's Brendan
Fraser?
I
also thought it was The Mummy 4. Like when it first like I also thought dude, when it came out, I also thought I also thought like, dude, is this like a fucking like a side quest? You know what I'm saying? Like of the fucking of the movie. Like, did Brendan Fraser like where is he at?
Did they psyop all of us into like tricking us all into making our parents take us to it, being like, no, I swear it's The Mummy 4. It's just called The Scorpion King.
Brendan Fraser has a show on HBO Max. It's
Batgirl. It got canceled.
No, what? No, it's like a fake superhero show. It's God, what is the name of that?
He's like
a tin man in there. Yeah.
Nick,
dude, what is the name
I got
of
a question for
Dead
you.
Patrol.
Does the Tin Man have a sheet metal cock?
This character might.
Yeah. Dude, I love it so goddamn much.
Doom Patrol, not Dead Patrol. Doom Patrol.
That's pretty good.
That's such a good line.
That's such a good one.
All right.
Does he have a sheet metal cock? Oh fuck!
Vikings time.
Let's move on to the Vikings. Speaking of sheet metal cocks, we got fucking Justin Jefferson here. Fucking So
fucking love them.
Oh, and they got a new wide receiver one today. As of today, they have got a new wide receiver one, Jalen Reagor, who, I mean, they're lucky they missed out on him a couple years ago because the Eagles drafted him, so they had to settle for Justin Jefferson. So they draft Justin Jefferson, and through the grace of God, The Minnesota Vikings get their guy. So
we
now
can finally see him get shown up by Justin Jefferson.
We can finally see him show up. Justin Jefferson is what I think you meant. So this is going to be interesting. Dynamic. You got Dalvin Cook. You got 2 bona fide first-round pick receivers. And then you got KJ Osborne.
Who's fine? Who's serviceable? I'd love to have KJ on the Browns. I'd love to have Jalen Reagor on the Browns.
KJ Osborne had more receiving touchdowns last year than Brandon Cooks. Amon St. Brown.
Yep.
I thought so. KJ like, seven touchdowns.
KJ Osborne was that guy last year that like every time they scored, you were like, "Why the fuck is this guy scoring?" It's like Olabisi Johnson a few years ago, when Stephon Diggs was still there. Andrew and I had fucking Stephon Diggs in Yahoo. And Olabisi Johnson would score it was the year when Stephon Diggs was finally like, bro, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like you guys aren't using me correctly. Get me the fuck out. And
because nobody finds wide receivers like us.
Yeah. So Olabisi goddamn Johnson.
For those of you who don't know, my entire happiness in fantasy football rides on the Minnesota Vikings. In our dynasty league, I have Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne. I have as long as Dalvin Cook doesn't touch the ball on the play, I'm getting points if they fucking score for the most part. And I like, so say what you will about this team. You can say, hey, that's a bad team to have a whole lot of stock into, but maybe not. This year they got they have a new offensive coordinator who was the offensive coordinator for the Rams last year.
Pass heavy, baby.
Which led to Cooper Kupp's historic season. He won Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown last year.
Damn right.
Could Kirk Cousins be getting a similar boost that Matt Stafford did? I mean, I know Matt Stafford had a completely new situation and new talent, so maybe his numbers from previous were skewed, but he certainly had a way better season statistically than he ever had. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility to think that maybe Kirk Cousins has a somewhat of a bump in his especially if Justin Jefferson is as involved in the offense as I'm hearing that he's going to be.
And dude, and they've been white. I was telling Andrew about this. They've been lining Dalvin Cook up at wide receiver too, because like this is like they really want, like you said, this is just a pass first offense now. And like obviously Dalvin Cook is going to be the running back and do his running back normal thing, but I think you're going to see a lot more of him splitting out. I think you're going to see him catching the ball more.
Greatest show on turf shit.
Dude, this could be a fun off. I mean, if Kirk Cousins again,
Ricky Prohl's kid.
Yeah, Blake Prohl.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, good
he's
call.
got a big old red O next to him.
I thought he got cut until I looked at this. That's cool that they still held on to a little.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have to cut him. He's just like on fucking. He's got a big red O next to him. They're stashing him or something.
There are some problems, and that starts with the offensive line.
What do we got on ranking there, bud?
Name me someone.
Drum roll. 25th, one spot above the Bears.
Well, now we know why they're going pass first.
Yeah, 100% because you're going to have to. This is big fall from last year.
Hey, Dalvin, didn't they still had a who'd they lose? It's not how they were in a bad offensive line last year.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps
Dalvin Cook had a big dick Leary last year.
Cousins has one of
the
fastest releases in the league.
Yeah, they went from 17 to 25. In one year.
So they definitely.
It wasn't as big as Pittsburgh's. Pittsburgh's was definitely bigger.
Okay,
but,
they fucked up a little bit.
Well, what I said, I told you guys that Pittsburgh had like the longest drop in like 10 years or something. The guy had Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Oh baby, say it again. Say it again. Say it slow.
Longest in like 10 years drop in the rankings of offensive line from year to year.
Hey, I'm waiting. Close my eyes. Who?
Pittsburgh
Steelers. All right, cool.
It's not good.
All right.
Ezra Cleveland is ancient. Ezra Cleveland is ancient.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. Jesus Christ, my toes
Brian
are
O'Neill
curled.
can't block
I'm still
anything.
trying to like unpeel my feet off the ground right now.
Yeah. Poor baby hands.
And Shanda come in here and pull carpet out from between my toes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Irv Smith's gonna play this year, right?
So yeah,
he was so hyped last year.
He was a breakout candidate for like 2 years now. So he's not anybody, and he never got on the field once. That's the problem. Like he can't get there. And then the injury from last year isn't even what's holding him back now. He's got a new injury, the thumb injury.
That's right.
It is. So this isn't even the injury that kept him out last year. He is fully recovered from the injury that kept him out last year. He jabbed his fucking thumb and now we have got a new injury, and that is what the last couple weeks has been. So now, but he's been practicing, he's on track to play, but it's one of those things where as long as he's got the cue, he's one of those guys that you're not going to believe he's playing until he is on the field.
Right. I think by and large, projecting tight ends is like either like easiest / hardest thing in the world to do, because it's like any guy who there's only 5 good tight ends in the NFL. So if you say like Irv Smith is going to do so much better or like whatever, if he ends up anywhere between tight end 6 and tight end 12, the difference is like 10 points. Like it's literally it's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like
if you're outside the top 5 at tight end, it's
if he's truly a difference maker, which I don't know in this offense, there's just too many mouths to feed for him to become like a guy. I think he's
6'2".
Yeah, I just don't see it, but I hope the best for him. I think he could. I mean, I say that, but then remember how Mason Rudolph was in the red zone. So, the red zone reindeer. Do you remember Mason? Or no, sorry, not Mason Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph. Kyle the red zone.
Yeah, we don't talk about that racist on here unless we have to.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go to the defense. I don't honestly know too much about their defense. I know Zadarius Smith, obviously Patrick Peterson. Yeah. And Harrison Smith. Now that I'm looking at it, I know a lot more. Eric Kendricks. Yeah, I actually know every fucking starter on this team. That's Cameron Chancellor.
One of the teams I think that underperformed last year as far as defense goes. You look at this roster, there's a lot of, like you just said, familiar names, people Danielle Hunter's there. I mean, this on paper is a good line.
Usually do.
Yeah. Nick, did you know that their second string nose tackle's middle name is Big?
Dude, no.
So that would make what would that make his name, Jack?
That'd make it Ross Big Blacklock.
God. Oh, well, there we go. Episode 15. Now we're canceled. Not bad, boys.
Dude, so does he shoot to the top? I mean,
how's he not starting?
I guess if his real middle name
it's like Ben or like Benjamin or something.
There's nothing offensive by having a middle name be Big. There's nothing.
That's so good. That is so good.
He can be added to the name. He's like a third string all pro, whatever, third team all pro name team. But
okay, yeah, this I don't know. I mean, like I said, on paper this defense is stacked, but they just haven't put it together. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
you just don't. We just
Harrison
you
Smith,
just don't know.
They would have been studs 5 years ago.
I'm telling you. Like I said,
how old is Harrison Smith?
It's a case for Scoob and the gang.
But really, it is though.
Harrison Smith is not like super old, but he's had a sharp decline in productivity.
He's been in the league. He's been in the league. It seems like, or at least he was good a while ago.
Yeah.
He's 33.
Yeah.
Getting ready to turn 34. He's kind of old.
He was around a bit. Yeah.
That's pretty old for a safety.
Yeah. I don't know. If they get some good defensive play this year, like return to the top 12 defense, where I thought they were last year, I think they're going to be a pretty good team. Yeah. If not,
honestly, and to be completely honest, we said earlier that Aaron Rodgers is going to win this division. Like, this is a team that this is the time to take over. Like, this is it. So I mean, this could be it.
They have a new coach too. They have a new coach, Mike Zimmer. I think if I had to name a coach in the NFL who I thought, like, personally I disagreed with the most and like who made the most dumbass decisions, I think it would probably be Mike Zimmer. So he's gone. He's gone now, and new coaching staff is fucking
Matt Nagy, dude.
Yeah, well, Matt Nagy was like that's kind of like the unit. That's kind of like it's like it's everyone. It's Matt Nagy and then everyone else. Like,
and
we
then
really talk.
I'm with you, Jack. Patricia definitely, or Patricia.
Well, Patricia does not. Yeah, I guess that's another one.
Yeah, that's another one.
Slide him up there too. But we don't even want to call Matt Patricia head coach because he's just a fuckhead. But yeah, Mike Zimmer, I think, he was holding them back quite a bit. That's, I mean, you could see when you hear Justin Jefferson and all these players talk about the new offense and all the way things are going.
They're so happy.
They're so happy. And like, I think that, like I said, I now that I'm like, the Aaron Rodgers thing, I just kind of threw that out there at the beginning, but I really do think that this team has the talent to this is probably the most talented team in the division. I mean,
on paper, I agree.
On paper, it is. But then you just there's the Aaron Rodgers effect, and you just never know.
If Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of this team would be an
Jesus Christ
NFC contender.
Could you imagine if he had? I mean, I guess he has Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I mean, that's a set. But like Dalvin Cook and like these receivers, good
the
Lord.
wide receiver core, it's not even comparable.
But yeah, so let's take a look at the schedule. Well, I mean, we don't need Greg Joseph's the kicker.
Greg leg, baby.
They've already got fucking future Hall of Famer Jalen Reagor plugged in a punt returner.
Wow.
Dude, why would they waste any time? They've been waiting on him for years. They've had to watch Justin Jefferson have a subpar career to this point. They've had to watch Jalen Reagor just haul ass in
They just had to look at Jalen Reagor and think, what could have been?
They're thinking, why is he hasn't dropped a pass in 3 years? Anyway, so to this guy, we can't talk about really what happened with Jalen Reagor, or I'll cry live on air.
We don't want that,
because he's an Eagles fan, and I actually, since we're gonna be on the subject, I screenshot today because we always talk about who the Eagles, how they just fucked me raw all these years. So the wide receivers that the Eagles passed on for Jalen Reagor in entirety is Justin Jefferson, which we knew. This is where it gets really fucked up. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., Chase Claypool, Brandon Ayuk, Gabriel Davis, Darnell Mooney. So anyway, let's move on. So we go to week 1. They got Green Bay week 1. This is it. They come out. This could be very telling. Now, if Green Bay comes out and Aaron Rodgers lights them the fuck up, everybody's going to go, okay, maybe not. But if they come out and they put this new high flying offense into effect, and it is Green Bay is not some world beater on defense. So if they go out there and this can just, this is the time, go out there and blow fucking Green Bay's ass out. I mean, this could be it.
Afternoon game. That should be prime time.
Yeah, well, at least we got the 3. Yeah, I should be prime time. At least it's a 3:25 or 4:25 game. So at least it's going to be. It'll probably be the big Fox game.
Some fucking Cowboys game is going to.
At least it's not like 1:00. They didn't tuck it away at 1:00.
Right.
By the way, honestly, I think they probably split with Green Bay this year. Win one, lose one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it's just full schedule. I was like, holy shit.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm still working my way through.
Look at that, dude. Look at week 2, baby. Fucking let's go.
Prime time.
Monday Night Football at Philly. AJ Brown, Justin like that, dude. There are so many playmakers on the field in that game. It is just ridiculous. That's a good game. So I guess we're going to be doing win-losses here.
That's a pretty nice schedule, honestly.
Yeah, this is really hard for me to find a lot of wins. I'm coming up with a really big number right now.
Yeah.
A lot of wins or a lot of losses?
A lot of wins, too many wins. I'm right now, if I'm being honest, I counted out 13 wins for him.
Yeah, I'm going to say 12-5, 11-6. I mean, it's
obviously
definitely
obviously the games that are going to probably be the hardest for him this year. Got to be at Buffalo is going to be a hard one. I think Dallas, for
I got 10 or 11.
I think might be.
I think you can struggle with Arizona.
Yeah. I think Arizona is another one for me too. But I mean, honestly, other than that, what do you guys say?
So I think they're going to be. So I think they beat Detroit. I think they can beat Detroit both times. So I think they beat Detroit, Chicago, Miami, Washington. I think they beat New England, New York, Detroit, New York, and Chicago.
You don't think they can beat the Colts?
I think they can, but I think the Colts can beat them too.
Yeah,
I think the Colts are way better. I think the Colts are way better defensively, and I think the Colts have Jonathan Taylor is better than Dalvin Cook in my opinion at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
Ryan's
think that,
better than Carson Wentz.
Matt Ryan's probably better than Kirk Cousins. If you're being, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they're close. That's very close.
Yeah.
Dude, you put Matt Ryan on an offense that Matt Ryan hasn't been in a competent offense in 2-3 years. I think
he went to the Super Bowl.
I mean,
that's why I'm with you. I think that Indianapolis game could go either way.
Yeah. And 11-6 after a year of going 8-9. That's a win
for sure. I mean, if they win, I'm not saying 11 games could happen for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't. I would say 10 games. I think they beat Detroit both times. Like I said, Indy. I think they lose to Dallas. I think Dallas is that's another that's another game that I think they can win though too. I think they could beat Dallas, but I think Dallas is one of those. They're going to get into some shootouts this year that I don't know if they can come back from. Like I don't think that they've. They've got
I hate
the
to shit on
that,
Dallas at home, but like I think because they're playing in Dallas, it's totally winnable for the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean it's winnable for sure, absolutely, and they definitely could win that game. But I think that if Dak comes out, CeeDee's on, if they're fully healthy and they got Zeke, and we don't know what Dallas is going to look like by week 11. Dallas is also the last couple of years in the regular season has been fucking disgusting, and then they just can't.
At first,
like you don't have Tyron Smith anymore, so that's a big
or Marcus Ray, is it Randall Gregory?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, 10-11 wins. I think that they very well could win this division. So 100%. I hope they win this division. I like them more than I like Green Bay. So should we move on? Jack, you look like
you got something to say.
No, I think I agree with the sentiment. I think the Vikings have a real chance of winning this division this year. I think it's to be shown what Green Bay can do without Devontae. So
what did you have on the record for Minnesota, Jeff?
I said 13 wins, honestly.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
I mean,
cool.
I mean, it wasn't obviously they're not going to win every game that they should win, and that's what I had under how many games they should win that's how many games I think they're better than their opponent, but like definitively. But
13 that's spicy. I like that.
I could see it being like closer to what you guys said, like 11 or 12. But I think if they can execute, then I see 13.
All right, let's move on to fucking Aaron Rodgers,
the man himself.
Right. Green Bay, obviously the team to beat. You got Aaron Rodgers. Big changes. Devontae Adams, favorite target for the last 5+ years, is gone. It's going to
talk about him next week.
Yeah, obviously a huge loss. So the receiving core is, it's up to Allen Lazard to kind of step in to be the one. He's got Sammy Watkins.
Not a one.
Yeah, I mean, he had some,
I got him on my fantasy team. He'll put up decent points, but I will. Is it a hot take if I say that Sammy Watkins will have more catches than Allen Lazard?
100 goddamn.
I think so. Yeah,
I don't think that.
By season's end, Sammy Watkins will be a favorite target.
The problem with Allen Lazard is that he's always been overshadowed by Devontae. But the problem is he is a player very similar to Devontae, just not quite as good.
Who do you guys think is the biggest beneficiary to the 150 targets that Devontae?
Well, that's what I was going to get to. I'm going to go the opposite direction. I think Sammy Watkins is going to be basically forgotten about by the end of the year. I think Allen Lazard, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Randall Cobb has literally been his guy since day one. So I think Randall Cobb, and then all you've seen coming out of camp is Romeo Doubs. I think he's nasty. Yep. Christian Watson was drafted to be kind of like
Packers fans are so hot on Doubs right now. They say that he is the guy.
He looks really good. Now, I like Sammy Watkins. I just think that he's just been in some very talented offensive and kind of disappeared. He was just played with Patrick Mahomes, and obviously he had Tyreek and stuff there, but he's just kind of disappeared. He also was he in Baltimore, right? I think he was with Lamar in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd have to figure that Aaron Jones is probably going to catch a couple more balls out of the backfield.
I think he's the biggest winner.
So I was going to say, so back to your question, I think it'll be Aaron Jones and Robert Tonyan.
Bingo.
I think Robert Tonyan is going to be a red zone freak.
I could definitely see that. I mean, Aaron needs somebody
trusted target,
trust in the red zone, and that's probably the short list.
Bobby Tonyan.
If not, it's going to be Randall Cobb, unfortunately. But
Allen Lazard. Wasn't Allen Lazard having troubles after he came back with dropping the ball? Like, didn't he have a lot of fucking drops or something like that? Or maybe he just was he was just not effective after he came back, obviously after the big injury. But I would love to see what he looks like perfectly healthy, because I don't think we saw that like in its entirety last year. And I don't think he's I think I agree with Stu though. I don't think he's a number one. I don't think he has the ability to be a number one. which means somebody in this offense is gonna have to step up because they're not gonna settle for mediocrity.
My hot take on this team is that you're gonna see Sammy Watkins kind of have like this like renaissance year where he's gonna have numbers like he did in Buffalo.
That is spicy, dude. That's real spicy.
Nick hates the take, but it's
I mean, no, I'm just not going to shit on it any further. There's no way. But yeah,
it's a take quake for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would argue Randall Cobb has more catches than Sammy Watkins at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think so too.
What they each have 50?
18th rated offensive line that coming into this year. A lot of that's Jenkins,
David Bakhtiari, which we'll see how he fares. He was injured last year, wasn't he?
He was out
most of the year.
Yeah, he was out.
Yeah, so we'll see if
he tried to come back for the playoffs, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If he's back in full strength, he'll be an anchor. But
I like AJ Dillon's new role in this team, and I think it's only going to increase. I think Aaron Jones next year might be the odd man out, and AJ Dillon will probably be the guy who takes over the number one duties for this. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a 50-50 split in that backfield this year, with Aaron Jones maybe lining up as a wideout and running a 2 running back system. Might be a common look you might see with this team this year.
Well, that's pretty much what they did last year, right?
Same thing, didn't you, Nick?
What?
That Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are basically going to be split in snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think they flex Aaron Jones out to the slot a little bit more this year, use him as a receiver. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, last year they were pretty even split, not quite like the Denver split in running back committees, but they were pretty even across the board. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, and AJ Dillon's just a fucking beast. I mean, like body type wise, you put him on the goal line, that's a guy that you fucking smash the fucking goal line with. So I would expect him to get the most rushing touchdowns on this offense this year. Aaron Jones is, PPR wise, I think his lack of what he's going to have in terms of rushing attempts will probably be gapped by his receiving. So I think he's still a steady fantasy asset, and all things considered. I mean, he is like a 26, 27-year-old running back, so the time is ticking on him, in dynasty. But I think he's still going to be a guy for the next couple of years. He's his talent. The only thing that I remember, I told you guys this stat. This is so crazy to me. Aaron Jones is only 6 months younger than Todd Gurley, which is wow. I almost feel like they played in different eras of football, but
right,
feels that way.
Yeah, that one blew my mind the other day.
They also have a tight end that's 55 years old. Mercedes Lewis is still there.
Oh Mercedes. My gosh! Wow, I can't believe he's still playing.
Wasn't he an original Jaguar?
Catching
passes from Steve Brunell.
Is that the same one?
Original. Yeah, that is the same.
Oh my god!
How does he keep making the team? Is what I want to know. Shouldn't there have been some tight end?
Jared Cook still fucking.
It's
hard to find good tight ends.
It's an indictment on the college football
He's
system.
38,
and not being able to.
Mercedes Lewis is 38.
Bro,
holy shit!
Yeah, that's actually wild.
And he's gonna outplay Brady.
This defense is good. That's like the long and the short of it. Good linebackers, good secondary,
good corner.
Yeah, good corner for sure. Pretty good ends too. Really, Jaron Reed and Preston Smith are fine. Kenny Clark's not bad. Yeah.
Nick, any comments on this defense? Anything sticking out?
No, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't. What do they rank? I don't know if. I mean, I feel like they're always underwhelming. I don't know if they're great.
So last year they were 14 or 13, somewhere around there, and I think they're projected to go a little bit up because they're getting some people back that were injured.
Yeah, I mean, Jair Rodriguez has gotten burnt quite a few times, and yeah, I mean, like I said, they're on paper they look really good, but I think this is where they're gonna this is where they're going to struggle. So
this is a 13-4 team. I don't think that when we get to the schedule it'll be that good, but old Mason Crosby's still there.
Well, let's pull it up, see what happens.
I just wonder if Aaron Rodgers has. I mean, I know he's Aaron Rodgers. There's no doubt he's great, but is he good enough to elevate what is obviously a way worse wide receiver core and stay the course and be consistent and run the gauntlet of the NFC North and produce another playoff, team, a division winner? I don't know if he can elevate these guys. It's not like Tom Brady, who's coming, at 40 years old with all of his toys and all of his weapons and stuff like that. I think it's just it's a really shitty scenario for him to be in. I don't know if he has. I don't know if it's possible for one guy to be able to do it.
I think he is a generational talent enough to. If there was anyone in the league,
sure,
5 quarterbacks that could do it in the league, he's one of them. But again, it's going to be another story of in the regular season, absolutely. But then when it comes, divisional playoffs or divisional championship or conference championship game, probably not. It's going to be more of the same with the Packers. But yeah, 13 wins, I could see that.
Still counting. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them 10 wins, 10, 11 wins tops.
So you think they're tying with Minnesota then, Nick?
Possibly, or I think one of them wins one more game than the other.
Yeah, so essentially you got them pretty much like in the same tier of football team then, right?
Yeah, but I do think they're going to lose some games. Like I think they're going to lose to Philly on Sunday Night Football.
Woo! Hot take.
I mean, is it?
I don't know.
Philly's stacked. So.
It seems like the media has really come on to Philly in the last week as like a division favorite. So I'm not. I'll believe it when I see it. I think the talent's there, but I don't know. I would be optimistic if I'm a Philly fan. There's no doubt. But
this is a season where Jalen Hurts has every opportunity to make it. I mean,
yeah, no doubt.
They can go far with that roster.
Okay, let's get this Green Bay.
I'm gonna say 11-6 or 12-5.
You got. I think this is the most unanimous we've all been. I think I'm right there with you guys. I think Aaron Rodgers has enough in the tank to carry him to double-digit wins, and I think they're going to fight for a division title. But I think for the first time in a long time, it's actually going to be a question of who wins this thing at week 14, week 15 versus. Okay, are they going to play their starters in week 18 or 17?
Dude, that week 17 game is going to be fun.
That I didn't even see that was on the schedule. That could be for the division,
Just to highlight some points in the Packers schedule, the Rams game, the Tampa Bay game, and the Buffalo game. I think were 3 games that I'm like, you're definitely going to lose those. But if you take one of those,
right, that could be, especially if you win that Tampa game early and you start off the season 3-0. I think that gives a lot of confidence to a team with a new. It gives a lot of confidence to the team that they're still, the team to beat in this division.
And I agree with Stu. The playoffs come, all bets off. You don't have,
Or if they're, it's whenever they play San Francisco, it's over. It's just Aaron Rodgers
make him pay.
Dude, how much do you think it kills him inside to have to watch that highlight of him at the draft being like? Yeah, San Francisco is going to really regret not drafting me. And it's like they beat you fucking 3 NFC championships.
Who was that? Was it Big Cat that brought that up recently?
I think it was in the Aaron Rodgers interview, yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, my God. Well, I think that's the NFC North, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's the NFC North. I think, so to see what happens, Minnesota and Green Bay. So next week is going to be the double edition. It's gonna be the big one. So we're gonna have to. It's gonna probably go a little bit longer, an hour and a half. We might need to try to. We're gonna have to try to plan this out so we can not do a 4-hour episode. But I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna have to do that. Maybe speed run it a little bit. But that's our bad because we can't count. But other than that, that's. I can't believe it. We're almost to the end. We went through the entire NFL. It's the first time, kind of the first time we've done anything like this. So it's been fun, and like I said, it'll be nice getting back to the other shit, but we're almost to the end. So make sure you fucking subscribe and check us out everywhere, literally everywhere. Watch us on YouTube. We're gonna make sure that everything is segmented for you. We're gonna make sure that Stu will make shit that happens for you. Our front office will get some clips out for you. And then next week, we will hit you with the double episode. We will get you with the entire fucking West Coast of football next division.
Can't wait for football, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And then, and then after next week, we got 2 days, or after you guys hear next week's episode, will be 1 day removed. So it'll be you'll listen to it Wednesday, and hopefully you've listened to all of them. And if not, you should fucking take your day off work Wednesday and listen to all of it in a row, so you can be ready for the NFL season. And we didn't waste our time doing this because we did a little half-ass. I did a little homework for this, put a little time into this. So listen to
respect it.
Yeah, give it. Yeah, don't take it for fucking granted. So we'll see you guys next week. It's Pop Culture Rehab. Love you. Kisses. Bye.
Love you guys.